Hi, this is Cheryl back with you from Farmhouse Frugally, and today I am using these 3 items. A sign I paid less than $1 for, a Pampered Chef tart pan, and a spindle. The Pampered Chef tart pan I got at Goodwill this week in a bag full of things for $10, so it was under $1. And I did paint that with the Rust-Oleum chalked paint in linen white, and it did require 2 coats to cover it completely. And then I went ahead with the sanding block and distressed it until it looked a little bit more farmhouse and brought out some of the fluted edges and sides so it looked really nice, and waxed that finish. And then I pulled out the IOD stamps and couldn't decide. Love the bees, I love the rooster, I love the sheep, I loved the cow, and I ended up finally settling on the sheet. It was the right size, so I pulled out the StazOn jet black ink, and I went ahead and stamped that. You do have to sand it the first time you use it to open it up a bit. So I sanded it, then I stamped it directly on, and it pulled up a little tiny bit of paint that I had to touch up near his leg, but actually kind of added to the imperfections. And I sprayed it again with a poly finish just so it would be completely sealed. And then that sign, I pulled the beads off of the top, and I painted that a couple of times with the same linen white chalk paint. And then I had my husband cut down the spindle and to the size that I needed, and I had to paint that a few times as well. It did bleed through, so I could have sprayed it with a poly and continued to cover it with the chalk paint, but I actually decided it might look better to have a little bit of gray distressing to sort of match the tart pan. So I took a Folk Art gray, dry brushed it, and painted that. Then I found the center and had that drilled and attached to the spindle to make a base. And then I took the wood bond glue, the tight bond glue, because I didn't want to put a hole in the top of the tart pan, and I glued that. That takes 24 hours to glue solid. And once I got all 3 pieces together, I realized that I had put it on the back. So you can see where the wood had that mark on the bottom, and I wasn't crazy about that, but I left it alone to see what would happen, and it dried overnight. And honestly, that tight bond glue did not hold. I was able to pop it off in the morning. So when I got up the next day, it did not stay together. It was easy to unglue. So I took out the E6000 as well as the hot glue, and I put them both on there so that it would have a short-term and long-term hole. And this is how it came out. This time I was able to flip it around frontwards, so the back of the base was not in the front. So win-win. So here it is. I love the way it looks. I hope you do too. Please give me a thumbs up and share with somebody you think might enjoy, and I'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by.